Hey everyone, this is Debbie with Debbie's Recent Things. Okay, so I saw this really awesome looking wreath online today, and I found a video, and I can't remember where I seen the video. It was very short, and it was on this burlap wreath, and it was a ruffle technique, but it was completely different than what we're used to. Now, if you remember, we did the ruffle technique with the grip liner wreath, and you had to actually cut your grip liner. And I have seen the same technique done with the burlap. As you can tell, this is 5.5. It says it's 5.5 inches wide, but you can cut this like in the 6 inches. And also zip tie it in just the same way that we did the grip liner wreath, and it'll come out basically looking the same, except that sometimes the burlap will come unraveled, or however you want to say it. But anyway, so I saw this new technique, and it was not like that at all. And so I thought, I have got to jump on here, and I've got to show y'all. Especially for my beginners that are over at Wild About Wreaths. This is a great wreath even for a beginner. And I am not dressed to be seen by the camera tonight, so I'm just going to do the video this way, so y'all forgive me, okay? So what you're going to need is you're going to need a wreath frame. Now, of course, I like to use the one from Dollar Tree, and I think the one that I saw in the video was a little different. It might have been the flatter one, and I am going to do this one a little bit different, and I'll show you in a minute. You're going to need 2 rolls, or that's what I'm using. You may can use more, but you're going to need 2 rolls, and this is found at Walmart. And as you can tell, it's a good thick roll. It's not very expensive, but you will need 2 of them. And then I've got some of these just in case. I don't know if you're going to need them, but just in case. And also 2 zip ties. Alright, now I have already started on the wreath. So let me pull it out and show you what it looks like. Now, isn't that pretty? Now, I can't wait to show you how easy this is going to be. Okay, but first I need to show you the back side. What you're going to do to get started, and I'll show you again because I'm going to do another row, is you're going to need to zip tie the very edge of your burlap in there. And then, as you can tell, I went around. But now this is how I started. So pretend like we zip tied right here in the center. All you're going to do is take the edge, each edge of your burlap, and just bring it in through the middle of this. See how easy this is? You bring it in, and then you squish it. And as you can tell, I've done almost all of this. And you just push it. Don't get that piece in there. Let me pause. Let me mute this because this is awful sounding. Hold on. Okay. So let's just bring it in this way. As you can tell, we're just bringing our edges. Oops, maybe you can, maybe you can't tell. Sorry if you can't tell. We're bringing our edges in around these 2 center and pushing. Alright, let's do that again. I don't know if you can hear my daughter back there chit-chatting, but she's going to town. She needs to be going to bed. So that's tight enough, and then you'll just kind of fill it in. Alright, so what we're going to do to end this row, just go ahead and cut the burlap. And you know what? I told y'all a story. You're going to need 4 zip ties, not 2. Sorry about that. So now we're going to take and we're going to, through this, through this middle bar right here. Hope y'all can see it. There's a middle bar. Take your zip tie and put it in here. And we're going to put it around this tail of the burlap. And just tighten it in there. Alright, now the lady that was doing this, she only did it on this row and the first 2 rows, and it looks great, but I am one that always likes more. I'm going around trimming my burlap. So I decided this needs more, so I'm going to use the second roll, and we're going to go in and we're going to do the same thing. Let's see where we started here. Let's go in right here, and we're going to work on this row. Alright. This way next. This is my first time doing this wreath, but I can already tell this is one that I will do a lot of. Let's get this started. Alright, so we're going to bring our sides in through the center. We've already done it once. We're going to work on this row. Okay? Alright, now let's pull this. See how easy this is? I can't get over how easy this is and how pretty it is. And then we're not cutting all this stuff. It's great. That's getting kind of full, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to bring it into this next row. And you know, I have read on several sites, and I'm not trying to scare you of burlap, because I'm obviously not afraid of it, but I have read where a lady got real sick because she got some burlap particles, I think, in her lungs or something. And so it made me kind of scared to try to cut burlap for that reason. And so but I love the ruffle technique. So when I saw this, I thought, this is it. This is the answer to not having to cut it. Not to mention, it's just easy. Hopefully you'll find it easy as well. Alright, so let's add a little more in there. Look how full this is getting. Look at it. It's so pretty. See how full that is? It's so pretty. Alright, let's keep doing that. This is the halfway mark. Well, for the last row anyway. Now I have noticed this can make your hands a little tired, but I think if it's something that you do quite often, you'll get used to it. I'll put a little bit more in there. I think that's good. Now let's bring it through. Row number 4. That was row 4, I hope. How pretty this is. Yeah, this is row 4. I like it. See, we just keep keeping it through. Remember, loop it through just your edges around that middle right there, and then just push it. It's holding its own form once you do that. So now we're going to go ahead, we're going to start on section 5, row 5, whatever. Now the little strings that are attached. Alright. Let's continue this. And we are on our final and last row. hope it's not too quiet. I'm sorry if I am, but so I have noticed that working on the second row, it's a little more difficult at first than the first because you do have this other row that's already started. But I mean, it's still easier than cutting a bunch of burlap. So just continue to work with it. That needs to come out. Oh, whoever come up with this was a genius. I think that's good. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and cut this, and apparently I didn't give myself enough zip ties. So, I have it on the table. So I'll just use this. See, it's a good thing I grabbed those. Oh, I do have a zip tie. Hold on. Okay, sorry about that, y'all. Remember, I'm learning too. So you're going to need 4 zip ties. Remember at the beginning I said 2, but you're not. It's going to be 4.